Here we are, home sweet home. Does it look familiar? You stood in a throne room just like this long ago. Oh yes, indeed. You did destroy my palace back then. A needless act, honestly. You had already killed me, or so you thought, so there was no need to bring down such a magnificent structure. But I suppose I should be grateful, because it allowed me to construct this new palace from the rubble. I kept some of the old style for nostalgia's sake, but most of it is brand new and better than ever. Oh, you don't think so, do you? Well, you're wrong. Your kingdom hasn't bothered to keep tabs on the demon realm. None of the members of the Alliance have. And you know why? Because they want resurgence. The war against the Demon King, against me, was devastating for the common folk. But it was terrific for the royalty, the nobility, and everyone else who was rich and powerful. Surprised? Of course you are, naive as you are. They loved it because commoners were throwing everything they owned to the war effort. You really think all that money went solely to defense? No. Every greedy human that could was dipping their hands into the fund. It's rare for them to be able to take so much without complaint. It was risky, of course. There was the very real possibility that I could wipe them out. But of course, most casualties were soldiers or commoners. The ruling class would be the last to fall, so they were more than comfortable with skimping on their contributions and pocketing the difference. They could always bring their hoarded wealth to bear if they were in danger later. Besides, what did they really need to spend the money on? They had you. One person with a small party to assist them. That's far cheaper than any army. In fact, I bet most of them didn't fully believe in the prophecy. It was just a perfect opportunity. They could point to me to explain why they needed money, and then point to you to explain why they didn't need to spend it. Anyway, they haven't been watching the demon realm to ensure that a new demon king never arises. If they don't watch, then they don't have to lie when they say it came as a surprise. Does that make you angry, hero? Does it make your blood boil? They'll never stop, you know. They'll keep manipulating the public and raising their children to do it too. They have to be stopped, and you could be the one to do it. Just think about it. And I mean really think about it. Don't just toss out the idea because you don't like me. You've been to the demon realm. You've seen what it's like. Did you ever see a demon that looked poor or malnourished or mistreated at all? No, of course you didn't. Everyone under my rule is fed and cared for, from my top generals all the way down to who mucks the stables. No, you're right. I'm not that kind-hearted. I don't care for my subjects because of love or loyalty or any sentimental drivel like that. I do it because I plan for the long term. You humans live such short lives, so it's easy for your leaders to think about short-term gains. They're opportunistic scavengers, nothing more. But when you're functionally immortal like I am, you need to think of the future. The far, far future. I can't just create problems for the next generation to fix, because there is no next generation. So I give my subjects everything they need, so they can give me everything I need. Doesn't that sound better? Wouldn't you rather the humans live like that? Because there's only one way to make it happen. You need to replace your corrupt, short-sighted human rulers, hero. Replace them with me. Topple them from their pedestals and make them squirm in the dirt while I grind them under my heel and laugh. Make them regret denying the Demon King his... You get what I mean. I'd say don't be a child, but it's just what I expected from you. Of course there will be casualties. Millions. The royals will be sitting behind armies of gullible fools who will die for them. It's just how it is, hero. The human population will be reduced. In fact, I expect that my victory would require exterminating most of you. But those that remain will have everything they need, as will their children and their grandchildren. I wish you could think long-term like I do. But though you're powerful, you're only human. I anticipated this problem, which is why I'm going to give you a little nudge. Essentially, I'll brainwash you. No point in mincing words. I'm not going to deconstruct your entire identity, but I will make you obey me. It will be a long process, and made longer by any resistance you put up, but it will happen, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't struggle too much. You were never one to accept the inevitable, but it would be so much easier on both of us if you did so for once. Now, Look into my eyes. Look deep. Even after all this time, with how far you've fallen, you still manage to resist my commands. Few humans can manage that, you know. But you can't hold out forever. Look. Better. Do you remember this? Back when I took the form of that attractive elven prince you once fancied. I tricked you into looking into my eyes, just like this. Let go. Stop resisting. Let your mind relax and accept my words. You don't need to fight it. You can't fight it. Not forever. Our minds are connected now. You can feel my presence, can't you? The power of my mind is overwhelming. I'm inside your thoughts, and you can't keep me from toying with them. It would be so much easier for you to just let go. Let me in, and I'll decide what's right and wrong for you. You're so confused now. Not at all like the last time I entered your mind. You don't know who to trust or what to do. So just hand that burden to me. So stubborn. Even with all your doubts, you can't accept defeat. Why must you always be so unreasonable? But it is all right. I tried to outwit you when you fought against my army, but somehow you always found a way to push through, all the way until you finally bested me. So I'm going to take a page from your book and keep trudging forward until you're finally mine. But it still makes me wonder, why do you even bother? What is all of this resistance for? Before, it almost made sense. You thought you were fighting for justice. You had close friends you needed to protect, and you believed in the goodness of your king. But now, they've all abandoned you. You've learned the truth that everybody is fundamentally alone, and that goes especially for you. So why? Who are you protecting? For yourself. My, that certainly is different. And here I thought you didn't do a single thing unless it was for somebody else. Maybe you have wisened up, at least a little. But if you want to do something good for yourself, then just give in. Life will be far better for you under my control than it ever was on your own. It's just like I said. Those who serve me will be provided with everything they need. Speaking of which, I did mention before that I might marry you if you're good, but you didn't even flinch. What do you think about it? Are you even a little bit curious what sort of marital bliss I could provide? Ah, just like old times. You certainly know how to give a harsh rejection. I'm not quite so offended this time around, though. Why? Well, because I'm certain that you'll change your tune later. Mark my words, you'll get down on one knee and propose to me yourself one day. Just hope that when that day comes, I don't decide to be just as harsh to you as you were to me. Now, I could resume the brainwashing, but I think we can call it a day. There's no rush after all. We have all the time in the world. My servants will escort you to your new quarters. Ah, but before I forget, this collar will seal your abilities. You're as harmless as a lamb now, at least to any demon. Rest well, dear hero. We'll see each other again tomorrow. It's going to be a very long day.